This started with just 102 toads. Now there are millions. They spread across entire regions, taking over everything in their path. Predators tried to eat them and died. Because these toads are highly toxic. And the worst part is, this was not an accident. Humans brought them here, hoping to solve a problem. Instead, they created something far worse. So, what went wrong, and why could no one stop them?
Welcome to Wild Equilibrium. This is the cane toad invasion.
This is one of the greatest ecological mistakes in human history. In 1935, Australia made a decision that seemed simple. Logical, even brilliant. They released just 102 cane toads into the wild. On paper, it was perfect. Cane sugar fields across Queensland were under attack. Cane beetles were devouring crops from the roots up. Entire harvests were collapsing. Farmers were desperate. Crops were failing. And time was running out. Scientists were under pressure. And somewhere, someone proposed a solution. Import a predator. From South America, they brought them in. Crated, shipped, and released into the wild. The plan was simple. Let them hunt. Restore balance. But nature does not follow human assumptions. Because there was one critical detail they overlooked. The beetles lived high above the ground, feeding on the upper stalks of the cane. The toads never even got close. They hunted in the wrong place, at the wrong level, for the wrong prey. So they adapted, not upward, but outward. Anything small enough became food. Insects, lizards, birds, eggs, anything slow enough disappeared, and anything that could not escape did not survive. But their true advantage was not their appetite. It was their poison. Behind their eyes sit glands filled with a milky toxin. A single bite was often enough to stop a heart. Snakes attacked and died. Dingoes bit down and collapsed. Birds, mammals, even crocodiles fell victim. Evolution had never prepared them for this. And slowly, the system began to change. Predators disappeared. Silence spread. The ground itself was no longer safe. And the toads kept multiplying. A single female can lay up to 30,000 eggs in a single year. What began as 102 became thousands, then millions, then an invasion. By the time Australia realized what it had done, it was already too late. This was no longer a mistake, it was an outbreak. People fought back, night patrols formed. Flashlights cutting through the dark. They hunted them. Collected them. Destroyed them. Freezers filled. Roads became killing grounds. But this was never a fair fight. You cannot outpace something that reproduces faster than you can remove it. So science tried something else. If they could not remove the threat, they would teach the ecosystem to survive it. Bait was created to make predators sick. A lesson written in instinct. And still, the invasion continues. Today, they number in the hundreds of millions, spreading further every year. This is not a story about toads. It is a story about control. About what happens when we assume we understand systems we have barely begun to study. Because nature does not forgive mistakes. It multiplies them. And if you think this was Australia's most unbelievable mistake, think again. Because not long after this, the Australian military went to war against a flock of birds. And somehow, they lost.